but the percentage might reduce about a bit, okay? So I'm going to say, let's say about 99% of people, okay, have the ability to earn. They make a big deal in the news about, you know, people not working, deadbeat dads and so on, but generally, most people work, okay, if you look at the total population. Would you agree? Has anyone gotten wealthy yet? No, because all of us have an education, 99.9%. If that's all it took, there would be a larger amount of people wealthy. Most of us are earning. If that's all it took, there would be a large amount of people that were wealthy. Do you agree? It hasn't happened yet.
What does wealthy mean, sir?
Save your questions for after, if you can. Yes? Thank you. Okay. Very important question. So, education earn. The next step then is important. Save. This is where we see the numbers drop. I told you myself I had zero savings. Why? I just didn't think about it. I just had too much responsibility. I have 6 children, all debt, so on and so on. I weren't thinking about savings, okay? So I'm telling the young people in here, this is now, yeah, you know what that sound means, yeah? Okay, that's important right there. Okay, now, let's look at the numbers now, okay? 99.9, 99%. Savings, if you went out on the street and you asked the common man, man and woman walking on the street, you're going to see the numbers drop substantially, okay? I didn't look up the actual statistics, but I've heard statistics and stuff like that. But I'm going to say maybe, let's say, you know, let's be generous. Let's say 50% of the people you meet, 50 to 60, actually save actively. Okay, I'm talking about active saving regularly, not someone who just got some savings on the side. Active saving. Okay, so this number drops to, let's say, 50 to 60%. Okay, so now we see a distinction now between these people and these people. And so now we're getting into the area of wealth with the savings. Gene, I need to project again. I might have to move this back or something, okay? Now, when it comes to savings, okay, not every type of savings is the same, hence why I want the projector, okay? There's something called it should switch on by itself at the searching of it, okay? Thank you. You wanna operate, could you go forward a bit for me? Like I said, this is informal, so we need to do stuff like this because we want it to work. Yeah. Come back a bit more. Okay, go forward one slide for me. There's something called compound interest. There we go. Okay. Okay. So I love maths. I teach chemistry. Okay. So graphs and charts work for me. Okay. Compound interest, there's a great video. We don't have time to watch it. Ryan Scribner, I told the young people to get a piece of paper. I have paper up here and I have a pen if you need it, okay? Take down some of this information. Ryan Scribner on YouTube, Compound Interest, has an excellent video that if you're not interested in savings after this, watching him, you will be, okay? So compound interest, instead of, when you save, young people, when you save with simple interest, your money grows linearly. See that? In a line. With compound interest, your money is going to grow exponentially. Okay, so it's going to go up in a curve. Okay, and he puts a little chart here, okay, which talks about compound interest. I'm going to stand in front of the screen. So here we have $1,000. He earned $200 interest. okay? And then it has 1,200. So this is the simple interest here. And this is the compounding interest over here, if I get that right. Yeah? So here you see how much they've earned after that 10-year period. And here is how much they earn with compound interest. Because what they've done is they've invested the principal, see it? They've put it back in, whereas they just kept 1,000, 1,000. They took the interest, put it back in, which made more interest. Put it back in, which made more interest. That's doing this. Okay? So, to further, we're going to work as a team here. To further highlight this point, not all savings accounts, teaching you the real deal, young people, right? Not all savings accounts are the same. I was in a savings account. You're saving your money. You've got the savings. Boom, boom. You're doing that, okay? Who's good in math? Young person. Easy, simple math. Raise your hand. Ready? You're going to save $100 every month for a year. How much do you have? Sir? $1,200, okay? $100. Good. Ready now? You listening? You're going to do that for 10 years. How much do you have? You have 12,000. Okay, that's fine. 12,000, okay? 12,000. So young people, if you just saved $100 a month for 1 year, that's 1,200. If you were disciplined enough from the age of 20 to 30, as Steve Harvey said, he didn't say save five, I'm not saying 500, I said $100. You would have $12,000 in the bank. You know when you go to your cash machine and sometimes a little slip, someone's left a slip in there? Sometimes I look at people slip. Yeah? Sometimes you'll see $500. Sometimes you see like 4,000. You're like, whoa, what's that person doing? Imagine in 10 years' time, you young people. Who's the people under age 25 again? Please show me. Imagine you young people going to your cash machine and $12,000 is on your slip. How would you feel? You feel great. I know you would. Okay? And if you have that already, you should be up here telling us what to do. Okay? Now, what if you said, because you were pretty good over there, instead of saving 100, you said, I'm going to simplify. I'm staying with mom, dad. I'm not doing no soca versus reggae, no booze cruise. I'm not buying no Louis Vuitton or anything like that. And you saved $500 a month. How much you going to have on your bank slip? $60,000 by the age of 30. I will tell you, any person over here who's age of 30 and over will tell you right now that if they could have $60,000 in the bank at that age, they would be well ahead of the game. Am I right, older people? Yeah. Okay, I don't know if they get it, but that's what we need to stress, okay? Not every interest account is the same. I started my savings, but because my mindset has changed, all right, practical information now, I realized they were giving me, can you go down? Let's see which one I had. Go down, Gene, just use the arrow. No, just use the arrow on the side on the keypad. Yeah. Let's use this one, Online Bonus Saver. They're giving me 0.45% interest. When I looked, it said, oh, if I save $1,000 in a year, I would have like 1,006 at the end of the year. That's nothing, right? So what I did, because my mindset's changed, I looked, go down. Okay, so if you save with this standard accounts, the bank has different types of savings accounts. Most of them are low interest accounts because they want you to save your money, but they don't want you to give that much interest because they want to use the money, right? So that was 0.45%. Okay, good. So if you saved $1,000 in the year, you would only get back $1,006. So you've made $6 from saving. You will never get wealthy doing that. So what I've done, go down, here we go. I studied and I saw, oh, what's this regular saver? How much interest? 5%. It's still not massive. I'm making better in my shares. But still, if I'm going to put money in my savings, I'd rather get 5% than 0.5%. Okay? The problem with this is you can't touch your money for the year. Okay? And you can only save up to a certain amount before then they kick it out back to the low interest because the banks are not stupid. So you have to work this properly where you take that 5% interest and then move it to another vehicle with high investment and start this again. So what I'm teaching you young people is to examine your savings mentality and technique so that you are not just saving in some random account, you're saving in something to get a high interest rate. Go to your banks and ask them, give me the full details, because we don't do that. You know those little books they give you to your accounts? As soon as you get them, what do you do with them? You put them right in the bin. It's got a little tiny writing in it. Most of us don't read it. I'm not saying I do, because I go online. But the point is, please check your savings account because not all savings is the same. Okay? Good. Let's move on. So, compound interest. So, we've started to separate down to 60% of the people. Are we wealthy yet? Not necessarily. Okay? We just got good habits. Okay? Got good habits. Let's move on because I wanted this talk to be short. The next step, 1, 2, 3, 4. The next step is to invest. This is the boogeyman in the room. This is the thing that we don't know nothing about. Sorry to use a double negative. Okay, we don't know anything about. Okay? Because this is the so-called secrets that are not passed on to us, especially when it comes to shares and stocks. All right? So investment in stocks and shares. I know that's small. Okay? Stocks and shares. In assets, which we are going to define. Listen to this now, young people. Okay? Seriously, listen to this. In life insurance. They didn't teach you that at Berkeley or Cedar Bridge, did they? In life insurance. Because the earlier you start, the quicker you pay it off and you get your premium or your, what they call it, annuity. Somebody help me. Annuity paid off. Okay? We're going to talk a bit, we're going to spend time on this. And finally, the big P word that no one wants to talk about, your pension. If you're wealthy, you know about all of these and you're paying attention to them. You're not paying attention to your paycheck alone. Let's talk about it really quickly. Let's do a time check. Okay. Yeah, I'm over my time. Are we okay for me to continue? Yeah. If anyone needs to leave, please do. Okay, I'll put the presentation online. Okay, no big deal. Okay, so I won't be too long, but this is important. Blame it on Eugene's long introduction. Yeah. Okay, now let's start with the pension and then work our way up so I can show you about stocks and shares. It was only now, Damon, right, 43, that in my job I said, hey, what's my pension like? Because when I was working at Berkeley and all this, I didn't have a clue about none of that. I wasn't looking at it. I wasn't even concerned about it. And no one told me I needed to be concerned about it. Okay? I didn't have an idea about it at all. You young people, as you work, one of the questions that you need to ask your employee, as soon as your employee, you get that contract, what's my pension like? How can I make voluntary contributions to my pension? What's your name again, sir? Mr. Dorn. Mr. Dorn. If you want to talk about pensions, he's retired. How old are you? Thank you. Put you on the spot. 57. He's retired. You know why? We talked earlier. Because he's worked on his pension early. Okay? So while this might seem far away, if you are working now for those people that are 20 and over, this piece here is so important. While you're simplified, while you don't have much responsibility, put into your pension as much as you're putting into clothes, drinks, friends, travel, so on and so on, because you all get older. Okay? I'm not going to go too much into detail. You can get more information online. Life insurance. This is one of the secrets of the wealthy, how they transfer wealth. Okay? Let's look. Internet. Go to life insurance. I live in the UK, so I've been researching this, right? This is just an example. Use a comparison website. Bermuda could be a bit behind, so you might have to go around, okay? You might be able to get international life insurance also, but compare rates. Look at the little small details. But I'm going to use this as a comparison. By the way, I suppose to say this first. I am not giving financial advice or consultation for you to go and use. I'm protecting myself legally. Okay? I'm just giving information. Okay, so they say from the post office in the UK, it's called the post office, you can pay just £7 per month or more and get up to £500,000 cover when you die. Obviously, they put an asterisk because that means go look at the details. Okay? But think about it. We all will pass on. Every one of us. The rich and the wealthy transfer wealth by using life insurance because they don't get a £500,000 cover. They're going to get £1 million cover or £5 million cover. They're going to pay a little bit more per month for it, but they start early so they can pay less. And when they die, along with the other assets, automatically, what's your name? Amaz gets his £1 million, which he then can go and utilize because he's been taught. We don't do that, unfortunately, I'm being honest, within the black community. We don't think about life insurance, but that's something, young people, you want to think about as early as possible. Do we understand? Any questions about that? I will take any question on that part from a young person. Okay, good. The other part I will add to this, I'm going to draw a circle in here because your wealth notice this goes out and comes back in. It's going into here. It's a cycle, right? You need to protect that. The secret the wealth has to protect it is, let's see the people that know. TRUST, of one vehicle of many. They're going to use the trust instrument to protect that wealth for generations, particularly that, because when you die, you're not around to say, do this, do that. So you need to protect it. So this is for the older people, that some stuff we need to think about, how we can use the trust to protect our wealth. Okay, good. Finally, these two assets. What's an asset? Anybody? Yes, sir. Good. Anything with monetary value, okay? Like a car, yeah? Like a car, okay? Anything else? Anybody else? You know I'm baiting them up, right? I wanted them to say that, okay? I use Robert Kiyosaki's definition of assets, okay? That's a book I'm going to talk about later, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He says an asset is something that brings in positive cash flow, okay? A house on a mortgage is not an asset, as we will all tell you, right, people? Because it's taking money out of your pocket. I'm not saying it's not a good thing to have, but it's not an asset, using Robert Kiyosaki, one of my mentors' definitions. A car is not an asset. Why? Depreciates in value, but also it takes money out of your pocket. Licensing, tires, servicing, all of that. It's not an asset. You can utilize it if it was a truck for a business. Now that becomes an asset because that's bringing in positive cash flow. Okay? So we're using that definition of assets. So what we're talking about now, because we're building wealth, is using your money to obtain assets. So instead of getting a house, right, on mortgage, you're gonna stay with mom or grandma or something like that. You're gonna simplify as much as possible, and you're gonna buy or mortgage a property that you can rent out. You're gonna mortgage it for $1,000 a month. I'm just using an example, but your tenants are gonna pay you $2,000 a month. That's an asset for you. And you're going to sacrifice, you're going to delay your gratification of having your big house with your tile, marble things, and so on for 10, 20 years, that when you get 40, you've got maybe 2 or 3 of them, you've already got enough cash that you say, you know what, that's my dream house. I want to go live in that one. Because you've paid off those other ones. You might sell it now because it's worth so much more, so on and so on. That's an asset, okay? So we're talking about property. I asked Owen Miller to be here. He's not here. Are you here, Owen? Because he talks about gold and precious metals.
Can you explain this? I don't know if
Go ahead.
Are you saying that if I have a house,
Yeah.
and this house has a mortgage, that doesn't qualify as an asset? But if I have a house without a mortgage, then that house is an asset? All right, is that what you're saying? That's what I'm
Only if it's bringing in positive cash flow. So if you have a house and you're not paying anything on it, okay, but it's not bringing in any money, it's not an asset. If it's saving you money, then maybe you can classify it as an asset using Robert Kiyosaki's definition. Other people's definition might be different. Okay, good. Finally, this one, stocks and shares. Let's put a number to the investment now. We went from 50 to 60%. I'm going to tell you, okay? I see the young people getting a bit jitterish because they want to leave, so I need to finish up. The investment now is going to take our percentages down to about less than 10%. And if we're talking about the whole population, we might even say 1%. Okay? So let's be conservative. And are we starting to build wealth yet? Yes. Once we hit across here, we've become that 10%, that wealth building people. And the earlier you start, remember what was his name, the runner? Yeah, no, the runner, okay, whatever his name was. Redmond, Derek Redmond. Remember the legs. The earlier you start on this cycle and start to repeat it, the better off you will be. So once you're here, you're starting to build wealth, which is where I am, but I started late. Hence why I want to target you guys, 10 to 25-year-olds. For the older people in the room, it's still time for us, especially if we work together, okay? And not just with us, but with other people that might not look like us or talk like us. And we need to let go of those mindsets. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. Can you go to that IG dealing platform? I'm being very transparent with you because I said on the radio I was going to give you specific direct information that you can use. This is my platform. A lot of us don't know about shares and stocks, and I'm showing you that it's easier than you think. Okay? IG is not available in Bermuda because you need to be in the jurisdiction that they tax, which happens to be in the UK. And as far as I know, Business Opportunity, there's not an online platform that facilitates trading of stocks and shares in Bermuda. Say it, say it. Okay, so just what? The Bermuda Stock Exchange have their own online platform. You can put money in and exchange right there and monitor your accounts? Or can you just buy shares and stocks? Well, do the research. Excellent, okay, good. But there's still room because in the UK, you have about 20, 30 of these providers. So even if they have the thing, you could do your thing, right? So Business Opportunity. Okay, so these are not my stocks. These are just the register of stocks. Could you go to watch list, Gene? Yeah, watch list. Go to my watch list down the bottom. Okay. That's my watch list. That's what I'm watching, those stocks. And I'm investing in 2 of those stocks. I'm not giving financial advice. You know why? Because stocks are risky. Okay? There's low, medium, and high risk. So I'm investing. I'm going to show you a video later you can watch about it. I'm investing in some more medium risk and a low risk stock. Okay? One of the stocks, I'll share with you what I'm investing in because I've done lots of research online, but I'm still a novice. I want to learn. I spent 4 years at Hampton, 2 years at University of West Indies, another year at Royal Holloway, and another 6 years at Royal Holloway doing my PhD. Imagine if I would have put that same time and money into learning about this. I'm not saying my education wasn't useful. Please understand that. But I'm saying we also need to consider some of these things so we can get to this point. Could you go to the next one? It's already set up, I believe. S&P 500 over time. Okay, good. Stocks are risky, right? You agree, yeah? We're on the one-day index here. So you see the little line. So that means the share price has gone up over today. Okay? This trades on the New York Stock Exchange. Go to 1 year for me, please, Gene. Just click on 1 year. Look at the technology. I mean, you young people don't have any excuse. 1 year, what's the trend? I love graphs and charts. What's the trend? Uptrend, yeah? Okay. Go to 5 years, please. What you see? Okay. So, there's a lot of people that will talk down stocks and shares. This is very risky. I'm telling you this. However, the research, I'm talking about actual research, shows that people that invest in the stock market on a regular basis over the long term do better than people that buy property as an investment and definitely as savings. Here is the multiplier. Remember the savings gave you 0.45%? I got 5%. This is now where you're getting your 10%, 20%. If you're doing risky stocks, of course, Bitcoin, whatever, you can get 30, 40, 50, whatever. But you can also lose all your money. But here, you can see over 5 years that the trend is going to go up. Why? A lot to do with inflation. You have something that others just don't have, and so the stocks are going up. I'm not going to go into detail because it's not a class about stocks, and I'm not qualified. But there's enough information out there that if you want to get to the actual multiplier effect, okay, this is what is going to multiply and make you actually build wealth. These. Okay, are we clear on that? That's the most important part of the wealth building cycle. And if you start early, imagine, I'm talking to the people I know, right? Imagine, Johnny, if we started at 20 investing in shares and stocks. Okay? You want to tell another story? Huh? I'll tell it for him because he don't want to give his private information out. But let's just say as a young man, a certain bird in his ear said, hey, you should go invest in Bank of Butterfield. And he did, right? And years later, he gets a little something from that, okay? Without even thinking about it. So it's that time that's an advantage. And how easy is it? Could you go back to IG? Okay, could you go to Finder? Finder, over there on the left. Down, down. Yeah, no, up, and enter text and code. Right. Type in Bank of Butterfield. Stop. Yeah. You know, when I called Bermuda, because my dad told me this story a few years ago, I said, yeah, I want to get in Bank of Butterfield shares. I called, I actually emailed them. I said, hey, I want to invest, because I have an account at Bank of Butterfield. I want to invest in Bank of Butterfield. So they said, okay, I'll put you through to the brokerage side, right? Email, okay? Somebody else emailed me, a gentleman. He said, oh, I heard you want to invest in Bank of Butterfield. I said, yes, I'd like to invest in Bank of Butterfield. I want to buy some shares. You know what he told me to do? Fill out a form, right? Look, the newspaper said it. Where is it trading? On the New York Stock Exchange. I don't need to fill out a form. I can just go buy my shares right here with my broker and pay a low fee. That's also something you need to think about, what fees they charge you, because something doesn't come from nothing. But my point is, young people, it's easier than it looks. There's no secret to it. Okay? I have a good amount of a good amount of money invested in stocks and shares as much as I have in my savings. I'm not going to tell you the amounts, okay? And it's not massive, trust me. But it's something, and I'm happy for myself because I have a 10-year window, 10-year target. It's easy. I cannot emphasize this that much. So parents, please, while they have less risk, they're less risk averse because they're young, get them to think about this and work with them. Okay? I don't want to go on too much, but Christmas time, yeah, respect on the religious traditions and so on and so on, but possibly, maybe we can funnel some of our money into that as gifts. Or into gold. Go see Owen Millet. Yes, sir, quickly.
Yes, do you invest in options?
Options are stocks and shares. Yeah? But
Options.
leverage. I don't have enough money and they won't let me. The big players, I'm not going to give you too much because I'm going off. I don't want to go off for the young people. But the big players, they can get $1,000 worth of something for $1. That's leveraging. Okay? But you can also lose $1,000 and you only have $1. That's why they want me to let me play in that. I don't have enough money saved for them. You know more than that?
Yes.
Tell us later then. Tell us later because that means I need to come to you. Okay?
Passionate about the stock.
Excellent. Okay? What's your name? Good. So that's who we need to see. Okay? I have somebody, because I've changed I'm not cutting you off, but I don't want to keep them. I have somebody, since I've changed my mindset, right? I changed my job. Right? I'm still a science teacher, moved to a new school. I work with science technicians. Guess what the technician's passionate about? Stocks and shares. Because you change your mindset, people start to come around you. He builds codes that gives them signals of when to buy and sell. That came around me I'm like, oh, wow. And he's teaching me what he knows. And he don't look like me. Very nice guy. Okay? So please, thank you for that. And let's see him. Let's see, huh? Okay, fine. You're going above me now. Okay? Good. Yes, part B. That's part B next week. All right. So we're here and we're going to finish off. And let's complete the cycle. Because Earl, right? Is it Earl? Earl just showed me now. See my cycle? I need to go back and then I start again. And that's how it goes. That's how it goes. The more you know, the more you keep going. There's one other element that's going to take your money out of the cycle. Okay? But it's important. And it's this. Give. Okay? Give. Reciprocity. Young person, please tell me, not him anymore, not him, and not him. What does reciprocity mean, please? Any young person in the room? Yes? You want to say in the green?
Like a mutually beneficial relationship.
Okay, mutually beneficial. Friends with benefits? I'm just joking. I'm just playing for you. I'm just playing for you, right? Okay? It's what goes around comes around. Yeah? Okay? What goes up must come down. Yeah? So, reciprocity. When we give, we know that when we give, that is going to come back to us ultimately anyway. And notice where I started. You can put this anywhere on the cycle. You might give education, like Earl's given to me. I might give earnings to a charity, which I do. Okay? You might have to give your savings, like my dad helps me sometime, my mom helps me. Okay? Some of your investments you might, cash out and give to somebody. Okay? But this piece here is very important. And as you know, with the millionaires and billionaires out there, they all give. They make a point of giving. Oprah, Bill Gates, all that, because they know this happens. Okay? This is the 5-step. 1, 2. Am I missing something? Oh, I am. Here we go. Entrepreneurship. How could I miss this? Entrepreneurship. It's a ship. A ship takes you somewhere. it's going to take you here. Okay, good. Could you go back to the PowerPoint? That's 5. That's 5. Okay? You know how to start it? That thing on the side? Yeah, I know you know. Let's get this wrapped up. Right there. Okay? Click on the Forbes Billion list. Hopefully it works. Did it work? You might have to. You can leave it for now. I can just speak about it, okay? Because we know the Forbes Billion list, yeah? Someone name at least 3 wealthy wealthy people in Bermuda. People that you know have money. Let's keep it apolitical. Politics is not the place for politics. Just name somebody that you know is wealthy. Not rich, not well off, not comfortable, not that guy that owns a house and drives a nice car. I'm talking about wealth. Okay? Ross Perot. Good. Employer or employee? Employer. John Swan. Employer or employee? Employer. One more, please. Frank Arnold. Employer or employee? Employer. Business owner. Let's go now bigger to the people that I use. Okay? The people that I use. Look, I'm not saying you're going to be a billionaire. Okay? But there's a lesson in it. Bill Gates. Employer or employee? Employer. Okay? Mark Zuckerberg. Employer or employee? And how does he dress? T-shirt. T-shirt, yeah? Okay. Jeff Bezos, look, #1 Cuban immigrant to the America. Okay, owner of Amazon. Okay, he came up with this idea. Employer or employee? Employer. So this entrepreneurship piece is now, that goes from a lot of their small, medium, and large. Okay. Eugene's is a small, I guess, small business, I guess, it's all about how much people you employ, yeah, you know, okay, Miss James is small business, but as long as you start something, okay, because it changes the mindset for you, and this is where these 2 here is where you're going to build real wealth, and the earlier you start, the better, and some of them will fail. But it's about delayed gratification. Okay, read the stories. And yes, there's no people of color besides maybe Jeff Bezos, his Cuban immigrant, whatever. But if you went down the list, you might see 1 or 2. If you went to Africa, to the Forbes Africa list, you will probably see more. Okay? That's not important right now. Okay? If you want to change that paradigm, we need to do this. That's the only thing that's going to change that paradigm. Okay? Good. So back to the PowerPoint, sir. And I don't have to go next. Oh, keep going. I don't have to click on these, but these are all business owners that I've seen in the Royal Gazette in the past month. Okay? One is the people that open up the trampoline park. Another's opened up a new Bermuda Forwarders merges with Best Shipping. Okay? Cynthia's Rest Home with, what's the guy with dreads? The brother? Yeah, okay. He's opened up the rest home. He's opening up another rest home. This ain't stuff that's out of your remit, young people. Okay? You can do these things. Okay? Good. So let's wrap it up now. Could you go to the, look at her. 6-year-old sold over 10,000 copies of her book, Teaching Children How to Save Money. Did she do it on her own? No. Someone's put that spirit in her, and she's going to benefit from it. Yes, please, just move on, because we're finishing up now. Okay. So because my mindset has shifted, and I've looked at this, I've started my own attempts to move away from the employee mindset to the employer mindset. And I started several businesses, okay? Daddy and I Explore Books, which a lot of you know me for, which is tangible stuff. I then shifted and said, hey, I could sell this stuff online, okay? And I've made some sales, not a lot, because no one really buys books now. But that's okay, because I'm learning. The process was, hey, now I learned, now I know how to do ebooks, websites. I can use that in other ways. I've made a blog because I was reading about blogging and how you can make money, and didn't really make too much money from that, if not nothing at all really. But I learned about affiliate marketing using Amazon Associates, and Google AdSense, how to use ads, okay? Stuff that I can make money off of passively, all right? You lot could be in school, university. Who's going to university? Where's Mackenzie? Yeah, you're going to go university? You know how much time you have on your hands in university? You know how much access to computers you have? You could be having your online stuff running while you're going to class, building it in the evenings. By the time you get out of university, you've made money, not spent money. That's what we're talking about, that mindset, okay? More affiliate, Fiverr, okay, which is an online skills marketplace. Going to talk about that in a minute. I've started a tutoring company. This is going to make me money, okay? People ask me to tutor. I said, no. I realized, no, I'm going to set up my own company in the UK where I can make money because I have something to offer with science, okay? This one here has a lot of potential. I'm not going to tell you too much about that, but this might be something, the online science homework platform, that I can really benefit from, okay? I need to get Jean involved in that with me, okay? And I sell stuff on eBay, all right? I just made, I think it was about what we sold. Me and my wife sold 2 things. We made about 150 pounds, but somebody gave it to us for free. Yeah, and we sold it on eBay, okay? So we sold it on eBay, and that's what eBay sellers do. They go around, get stuff, and they sell it. Some people make a living off of eBay. I'm not saying this is going to make you a Bill Gates, but I'm saying it will change your mindset from the employee to the employer mindset. Keep going, Gene. Almost finished. Promise. So the 5-step wealth building cycle is here. Education, earn, save, invest, and entrepreneurship, as well as give. If you have a young person in this room, ask them this tomorrow morning, ask them this a week from now, ask them this a year from now, and say, what's the 5 steps to building wealth? Just like they can say, Mary, Mary. Come on, Mary, Mary. Fine, I was thinking had a little lamb. Okay? Jingle. All of it. We need to get our young people to say, okay? All right. Good. Put it in a song. If there's any young person or older person that really wants to take this to the next level, okay, on Friday, because I practice what I preach, on Friday, I'm going to do a 1-hour intensive workshop, okay? And Gene won't be there, so it will be an hour. 1-hour intensive workshop where I'm going to show you how to build your own free website where you can start on that journey right now, okay? It's not going to be the most amazing website because you're only going to have an hour to work on it. But when you leave, especially if you're creative, you're going to be empowered with the tools to then start on this employer mindset, okay? I'm also, within that hour, I might extend it to an hour and a half or whatever, okay? Going to talk to you about how to use the Amazon affiliates, Google AdSense, okay? Fiverr, which some of you know about, okay? And try to build that in. You can go and do all of this yourself. But if you want somebody to talk to you about this, okay, you can see my mother afterwards, and she has a separate list she'll turn over, and she'll write your contact information down, and I'll send you the information because I'm going to send out an email with this information, okay? All you will need, because I've got the union to help me, is a laptop. And that's it. All you need is a laptop to do this because we have access to Wi-Fi and so on and so on. Okay, so if you're interested, I'm going to charge $50. Yeah? How you feel about that? Yeah? Barris Hammond show costs how much? Yeah? Cup match, you're going to spend about $300 on clothes, food, so on and so on. Okay? So, what I'm showing you, I'm not making a point to this, but I'm teaching the youth. Okay? You need to know how to also, little tiny piece, Miss James will know about this, charge what you're worth. I could charge a whole lot more than this, trust me. Okay? Gene knows about building websites, trust me. Okay? But for an hour of my time, $50 I can do. Plus, you're going to come out with something that could make you potentially hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Okay, good. Last one, I think. Final thoughts. It's all about mindset. Dr. Boyce Watkins, online, one of my online mentors, he says we get good at what we practice. It's Harbor Nights right now. Who's been to Harbor Nights this year? Yeah, who went last year? Yeah, we get good at that. You know why? Because we practice going. Harbor Nights. Here you go, I like that. Let's start practicing something a bit different. I'm not saying don't go Harbor Nights, but I'm using that as a metaphor. Okay? We get good at sitting off. We get good at sports because we practice. We get good at education. Not a problem anymore. We ain't good at this. Okay? So we need to change our mindset. And time doesn't stop for anyone. You might be 15 to 25 now, but in 10 to 20 years' time, you're going to be just like me. And you're going to look back and say, yes, I listened to Roots. Yeah, hey, thanks for that, brother. Or you're going to look back and say, geez, I should have listened to that, brother. Okay? And you're going to be online working on it. Okay? Keep going. If you don't want to take my word, take a picture or whatever. These are the videos that have changed transformed my mindset. Ayala Vincent. Know your worth. There's a video on that. Watch it tonight. It will transform your thinking. Dr. Boyce Watkins, he has so much stuff online. He talks a lot, but he's got some good information. So feel free to skip through. Jeff Rose, if you want to know about investments and savings and pension, listen online, YouTube to Jeff Rose. Dave Ramsey, oh boy, he's an American guy. He has a radio show. He has one part of his YouTube channel where he talks about everyday millionaires. I'll read it. Of people just like me and you, okay, that have made $1 million within like 2 or 3 years. Okay, go watch him. And it's not one person. It's like lots. Think and Grow Rich. How many know that book? Very important. But you don't have to read it. Go online on YouTube. He talks about it. Dan Lok. He talks about charge what you're worth. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad and Poor Dad. If you don't read any book, read that one. And you don't have to buy it. It's online, and his videos are online. And finally, for inspiration, Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols. Watch her stuff. So I'm leaving you with something that you can take away. I don't think there's any more, Gene. I don't think there's any more. That's it. Okay? So thank you very much for your time.